Hi, welcome to Circle Time today. Our letter for today is the letter A. A looks like this. For every letter in the alphabet, there are always two, an uppercase and a lowercase letter. This is the uppercase A. Let's try to write it, okay? For letter A, I like to say you're making a slide and another slide, and then you're just walking across. So try to say it like this. This kind of helps you to know how to write it. Slide, slide, and across. That's the uppercase letter A. Okay, let's write this on the handwriting house. This is an uppercase or big letter, so it's going to be upstairs and downstairs on the handwriting house. So if you want to get a copy of the handwriting house, the link is below. Okay, so we're going to start upstairs at the ceiling, and then we're going to slide down to the green carpet. We're going to pick up our pencil, slide the other way, and then walk across. All right, let's give that a try. So here we go. It's just taking a minute to load. Okay, so across. Here we go. Now it's loading. Sorry that took a moment. You're going to slide, slide, and across. Slide, slide, and across. Slide, slide, and across the middle. Would you like to give it a try? See if you can practice writing the uppercase letter A. Now let's talk about the lowercase a, okay? The lowercase or little a looks like this, a ball and a stick. A ball and a stick. It's kind of like a circle and a line right beside it. I like to say a ball and a stick. So let's make that on the handwriting house. It's going to be downstairs because this is a lowercase or little letter. So make your ball downstairs and then your stick right beside it. Let's try that again. A ball and a stick. A ball and a stick. A ball and a stick. One more. You can practice these too if you'd like to. You can even pause this if you want to have some more time to work. So that's what the letter A looks like and how to write it. Now let's talk about, excuse me, where was I? Let's talk about how, achoo. My goodness, I have the sneezies. Let's talk about how letter A sounds. Achoo. That's actually how letter A sounds. It sounds like I'm sneezing. I was just pretending. But A makes this sound, as in achoo. Do you want to try? Let's practice, okay? Let's sneeze in our elbow, though. That's a better idea. So try to practice by sneezing in your elbow. Ah, 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 achoo. That's what letter A says. Ah. Letter A says as in astronaut and asteroid. Those are things we're going to talk about today. So that's what letter A sounds like. And now let's play a little game. I'm going to say some words and I want you to tell me if you hear in the middle of those words. Now you can listen with your ear, but you can also look with your eyes because watch my mouth when I make the sound. Ah. Do you see how my mouth goes wide open? So look and see as I say the words if my mouth goes open like that. That'll help give you a clue if it has an A in the middle or if it doesn't. So thumbs up if there's an A sound in the middle, thumbs down if there's not. Here's the first word, cat. Cat. Do you hear in the middle? Did my mouth go up? I'll say it again. Cat. I hear an in the middle, thumbs up. Let's try to write the word cat, okay? So we know that there's an A in the middle. And there are some other letters on either side. So let's write the A. And now let's try to figure out what the other two letters are. K, 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 at, t, t. What letter makes the k, k, k sound as in cut? K, 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 k. It's letter C. Letter K also makes that sound, but for cat, we're going to use letter C. Cat. T, t. What makes the sound t, 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 as in ticking clock? T, 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 t. It's letter T. So let's try to read this word, okay? At. At. Cat. Cat. This word is cat. Let's try the next one. Can you hear at in the middle? Hat. At. Hat. Thumbs up. I hear at in the middle too. All right, so let's put our at in the middle and try to figure out what the missing letters are to spell hat. What letter makes this sound like a horse? Do you know? It's letter H. Letter H says. Now, what letter makes this sound? T makes that sound, doesn't it? We just did that. T makes the sound t, t, t. So let's read this word. At. Hat. Hat. This word is hat. Let's try one more. What about this word? Bat. Bat. Do you hear at in the middle? Yes, there's an at in the middle. So let's put our at in the middle. And let's try to figure out the two sounds on each side. B, 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 at. What letter makes the b, b, b sound? B, 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 like bubbles. B, 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 b. It's letter B. Very good. And what letter makes the bat, t, t, the t sound? Letter T again. Let's read this word. B, at. Bat. That word is bat. For homework, why don't you see if you can think of another word that has at? Can you think of another one? Maybe see if you can fill in this blank with another letter. Okay, so that was our letter time today, and now we're going to talk about numbers. For numbers today, I want to show you some asteroids I made. These are just pieces of paper crumpled up. A says as in asteroid. Do you know what an asteroid is? It's just a space rock. Here are the space rocks that I made for pretend. Now, if a rocket is flying through space, it doesn't want to hit an asteroid. It's going to go around the asteroid. So I'm going to toss these asteroids to you, and I want you to try to duck so that they don't hit you. So before we do, though, can you help me count how many asteroids I have? Okay, here we go. Count them for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 asteroids. Now, as I throw them, count backwards, okay? Here we go. That was 5, so we're going to take one away. Remember to duck so they don't hit you. 4. Now I have 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice job ducking so those asteroids didn't hit you. Well, now we're going to talk about our shape for today. Our shape for today is the circle. A circle is round. It has no sides, no corners. It's just round all the way around. So for homework today, if you'd like to practice, you can stamp some circles. Just take a toilet roll. See, looks like a circle. Dip it in paint and then use that paint to stamp on some circles. You can make them look like planets or the moon if you'd like to. So that's an idea for you to do today. Another idea for circle practice is to find some circles. Go on a shape hunt. This cup makes a great circle that you can trace. So does this movie. You can trace around it, or just a top that you might find in your kitchen. So practice circles today. They have no shapes. Excuse me, a circle has no sides and no corners. All right, now let's talk about our color for today. Does anybody know what color Pete the cat is? What color is Pete the cat? Do you know Pete the cat? Well, Pete the cat is blue. And so we're going to read a story about Pete the cat, but that's our color for today. We're going to be doing the color blue and trying to spell it with this song that I have to show you. Okay, so let's see if we can spell blue. B-L-U-E spells blue. B-L-U-E spells blue. Hi-ho, did you know? B-L-U-E spells blue. The big sky is blue. The ocean is too. Hi-ho, did you know? B-L-U-E spells blue. How do you spell blue? B-L-U-E spells blue. Very, very good. Okay, so now I want to talk about our art project for today. I made something that's blue. I made a rocket. This is a blue rocket ship. I'll show you how to make one too, okay? So what you need to do is just get some paper and draw a simple rocket ship on there. You can color it if you want. I made mine blue since that's the color we're working on today. And then what you need to do on the back is you need to add this little tube. So the way you make that is just get some white paper and cut a little rectangle out of the paper. And then you're just gonna roll up that paper into just a little tube like this. It kind of looks like a telescope. Look at that. Okay, so you're gonna just secure that with some glue, and then you're just gonna squish one end of it just like that, and you're gonna glue that or tape it so that it's closed down. So you're gonna take this and you're going to glue it to the back of the little rocket ship. See, there's the tube. It's squished on one end. You're just gonna glue that onto the rocket ship. Okay, when you get that finished, you're just gonna put that on a straw. So put the straw in the little open end on the back of the rocket ship. See? Okay, so this is a straw rocket, and the way it works is I can blow on this end and it's gonna make the rocket go. Do you think the rocket is just, if I blow over here, is the rocket just gonna keep going and going straight like this? What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? Well, let's find out. Let's blast off this rocket and then we'll talk about what's happening, okay? Help me count down. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, blast off. That went pretty fast. Let me tell you what happened, what I saw. So at first, the rocket came off strong. It came off going straight, but then pretty soon it started curving down like that. That's because there's an invisible force that's pulling down on all of us and on the rocket too. Gravity is what it's called. It's always pulling down to the ground. So at first, though, the air that was coming out of my mouth was also a force. It was pushing. Take your hand and blow on it like this. Do you feel the wind blowing against your hand? That's a force. It's pushing against your hand. So that's what was happening. The force from my breath was pushing the rocket. And at first it was stronger than the gravity, so it pushed the rocket forward. But pretty soon the gravity took over and it started pulling the rocket down. So that is a pretty cool experiment that you can do today. You can see how far your rocket goes. This is for our science today and art. And also try different trajectories. Trajectory just means the direction that the rocket is going in. So try it this way, blow it this way, maybe blow it up in the sky. See how far it goes different from the different ways that you blow it. Okay, so now it's time for us to read a story together. The name of the story is Pete the cat, and he's going to go out into outer space. So let me pull that up and share my screen and we'll read it together. Pete the cat, out of this world. Pete the Cat books are written by James Dean. When someone writes the words in a book, we say they're the author. So the author of the Pete the Cat book is James Dean. Pete the Cat, out of this world. It's a great day. Pete the Cat is going to space camp. Pete meets his bunkmate Glenn. As they unpack, there's an announcement. Welcome, space campers. Please head to the classroom. Your mission begins now. Time to suit up, says Pete. He and Glenn put on their uniforms and race to the meeting. There are so many cool things to do and super neat stuff to see. Astronauts Tom and Chris talk about the trips they've taken, and they give a sneak peek at future space trips. It would be totally rad to go to space, says Pete. The campers find out what it feels like to be an astronaut. They go in the zero gravity chamber. Since there's a zero gravity chamber, that means that you can go this way and that way and all the way around. They ride in rovers. They even build rockets like we did. Pete's rocket flies very, very far. But do you see Pete's rocket? Do you see how it's curving down? That's the gravity beginning to pull on it. Way to go, Pete, shouts Glenn. Next stop is mission control. We have some exciting news, says Tom. Our next flight leaves today and we're going to the moon, and we have room for more. Pete, do you want to go? Asks Sally. That would be awesome, says Pete. It's time to buckle up and settle into the space capsule. Let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Something is written on this rocket ship. C-A-T. What does that spell? Cat. 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 That spells cat, like Pete the Cat. Their ship speeds through space. They blast past a satellite and even spot a comet. Tom and Sally have a rockin' surprise for Pete. They brought along his guitar. He plays a groovy interstellar song for them. Mission Control listens in. In no time at all, they arrive on the moon. They are ready to explore. What shapes can you see on the moon? Circles. I see circles. Those are called craters. The astronauts collect rocks and map out the moon's surface. Maybe you want to collect rocks today, and you can pretend they're moon rocks. Pete has a very important job to do. He straps on a jetpack and heads toward Mars. He takes tons of pictures. Oh no, Pete lost track of time and the moon is far, far away. He has to make it back to the ship before it blasts off. Hurry, Pete. Phew, Pete made it back in the nick of time. The astronauts head home, and there's time for a few more tunes. Pete sure knows how to make an entrance. Pete's trip to outer space was out of this world. Still, he's psyched to have his feet back on solid ground. Rock it on, Pete. The end. That was a pretty fun story. Let me give you some ideas of what you can do to reinforce the lesson today. You can decorate the letter A by putting star stickers all the way around it, like in outer space. You can even practice reading some words with the sound. If you'd like to, you can make a super cool straw rocket and practice some different trajectories and see how far it goes. And don't forget to do some circle stamping. Make them look like the planet and the moon if you'd like. Finally, count some asteroids and see if you can have an asteroid fight. I'll see you next time for circle time. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.